I love TJ's take of Joe Burrow perhaps being overvalued. And, you know, we all love the Joe Namath aspect of Joe Burrow. He dressed, you know, he's got all the swag. He dresses for the walk-in runway. You throw on some jewelry. You got him pictured with the cigar. And I got to say this. If he were black, we may have been quicker to call out the BS.
I think that's right.
Around Joe Burrow, that he's kind of full of himself. And TJ, you kind of opened my eyes in real time, like, maybe I got the wrong narrative here on Joe Burrow. And I can remember Scott Pioli took all of us out to the media, out to a dinner, and yelled, when he first got there, yelled and screamed at everybody. And this is like what cracks me up with people that don't have an understanding and certainly don't know my history or whatever, but you know, anybody can get it from me. And Scott Pioli got it to his face. I'm like, man, who the hell you think you're talking to? This is a bunch of grown men in this room. And we went at it from day one. I started calling him Scott Egoli in Kansas City, and I murdered this dude for 2 or 3 years. And people, the whole time I was killing him, people in Kansas, oh man, you're being too hard on Scott Pioli, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's just no. And then as I was proven right, people started sending me apologies and, well, you saw it before everybody else. And I tried to tell y'all, when I went to go see the movie The Woman King, that was one of the major takeaways I had, is they just put together a movie that covers up the fact and diminishes the fact that there would be no African slave trade if Africans didn't capture, enslave, and then sell off the extras, the slaves they didn't need. They sold them off. We pretend like, oh man, if it wasn't for these evil Europeans, there would be no African slave trade. There would be no Africans enslaved. That's a joke and a lie. Africans enslaved each other, and then the extras, to turn a profit, they sold to Europeans or whoever came over to Africa to buy them. Those are the facts.
Could it be that he said, here's my chance to hit this black guy in the face? I doubt it. 2% chance. 5% chance.
Pretty dangerous, I would think, to think that.
And this is why I think Cliff Kingsbury, it was so irresponsible. Had you not seen the video, my assumption, based on his response to the media, would have been that somebody cold-cocked Kyler Murray in the face from the front row and knocked him out. Well, that's the kind of response you have. You can't do that. If you're willing to assault somebody on national television with a punch and you knocked him out, maybe you should be fired from your job, right? That's what I would have thought. And then I watched the video and I'm going, you can't just run around demonizing everybody to get your woke points. Oh, well, it was a white guy and he touched a black guy and it hit him in the face and obviously the black guy didn't like it. So he should be fired. We should ruin his life and he needs to spend the rest of his life trying to make amends for this moment.
Play football, man. Leave all that other stuff to the idiots and to people that think they have an. Leave it to me. I'm one of those idiots. You just play football. Because if you don't, this game's going to humble you. And right now, you're going through the humbling process. You can't write off all of his problems right now to bad offensive line play, and he can be completely exonerated. There's something going on with Joe Burrow, and we've seen it before. RG3 was Rookie of the Year and the greatest thing going until his ego got in the way. Cam Newton was Superman and the MVP and the greatest thing going till his ego got in the way. Joe Burrow wouldn't be the first. Flash in the pan, in the wrong organization, butt kissed way too much to flame out.
And that's why these athletes are the wrong messengers for the message too, right? Because we're saying the athletes should be promoting family. I've been inside these locker rooms. You know all these guys. Way over 50% of these guys are cheating on their wives. These guys, they're all stepping out. None of these guys, let's not act like that these are the right guys to push the family message. They're certainly not. Everything they're pushing is self-serving. You're pushing abortion for the same reason we're saying Dave Portnoy is pushing abortion. You're pushing criminal justice reform because your buddies are in jail and you want them to come out and hang out with you. It's anti-personal responsibility. It is give me the easy way out. And all these athletes are doing it. They would be hypocrites, virtually all of them, to start telling us that, you know, what you really need to do is start taking care of your own kids and staying with one woman and not stepping out on her when you go on the road and have the opportunity to, because these guys are all doing it.
Social media baits everyone. Every situation has to be examined through a racial lens. That's the game that the Boston Celtics and every sports franchise and every person in America is being forced to play. If Jason Whitlock goes outside and says, hey, it's hot today. First, people are going to say, well, hold on, Jason's black, and he thinks it's hot. And if you don't like black people, it must be cold. If a white person goes outside and says they think it's hot, we don't think, well, is he right or wrong? We evaluate everything through race. This is crazy. It's self-destructive. It's toxic. It's ruining our country. Stephen A. Smith, we just saw a couple of weeks ago, play the race card on BYU based on nothing. And that's what I tweeted out this morning. It's like, is Stephen A. psyop? Is he an MK Ultra? Does he have some handler? Who's telling him to do this? To throw out all logic and common sense and just go on TV and play the race card. Is Disney telling them to do that? Is that what they want? Is everything evaluated through a racial lens?
And I'm going to take it a step further. I don't appreciate that being done to a brother. Because I got news for you, America. There's plenty of white folks in professional sports that's doing their thing. And I say that not complimentary.
Jill, what is Stephen A. Smith? What is Disney? What is ESPN doing?
It seems like they're trying to get ratings, and this is what they know will get them those, everybody will be clicking on the Twitter stories, everybody will be watching these videos, but we are so far down this cultural path now where everything has to be racist. It's literally on both sides of the coin. It's racism. It's just coded in racism. And if you don't see that, then you can't have an opinion on the story. It has to start there first. And it's so annoying to see this because it feels like you're just being played. It doesn't feel like it's an honest reaction. Stephen A. going, oh, as a brother, I can't even take this story. No, if this was a white coach, you'd be having different reactions to it. And I just want to judge people based on what they have actually done.
Well, look, the last thing, I'm kind of bored of this thing, I'll be honest with you, Jason, because, again, I don't know that world. My view is this. The Boston Celtics are going to have the boringest Christmas party this year. Oh, my God. They're probably going to serve Pepsi. Could you imagine how boring that's going to be? It'll be like the first grade school dance. Guys over here, girls over here. A DJ is just going to be playing, going, okay, play a little hip-hop hooray. You're not going to play OPP. Don't play that song there. People are going to be like, oh, my God, don't play Naughty by Nature. No. Go back to Rapper's Delight. Everyone do a Soul Train line, but keep it separate. I mean, seriously, now that I think about it, I actually want to go to the Celtics Christmas party. I want to see what that's like. I mean, I
don't think they're going to play WAP? You don't think they're going to play WAP?
No. Here's another thing. You know that the thing, the wreath, the mistletoe? There'll be no mistletoe at the Celtics thing. Oh, no. No. You might get a wreath, no mistletoe.
The fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one.
That was an excerpt from the Woman King. That was one of the Dahomey Woman King Amazon warriors taking on Stephen A. And I got to give Stephen A. credit. He stood in the pocket. You gonna tell me to shut up on my show?
Oh,
good luck with that.
Jason, can we be fair about this? Because this is what we are. We are fair and balanced. We've been a little bit tough on Mr. Smith. But after that, dap. Give me dap. Give me dap.